In December 1977, in a clinic in Vienna, was the first use of a device which restores hearing, the Cochlear Implant. Since then, many hearing-impaired people on all continents can hear. I'm the crocodile Smiley, and I wish that all children around the world can hear in every country. The orphanage in Dar es Salaam for special needs children which are blamed for witchcraft. Unfortunately, pregnant women routinely take anti-malarials. Cochlear Implant medical program begins in Tanzania. Tanzania is a beautiful and ethnically diverse country in East Africa. More than 60 million inhabitants communicate in either Swahili or a dialect spoken by one of the more than a dozen ethnic tribes residing in this territory. But they often don't understand each other at all because they can't hear. In fact, many Tanzanians suffer from hearing impairment. Why is that so? Smiling Crocodile was in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania's largest city, the main port and a major commercial center of the region. And Smiling Crocodile visited a place that is a special place, one that is inherently unique. Matumaini is the orphanage operated by the Army for special needs and albino children. Many of these children also suffer from hearing impairment. This afflicted class of children in some African countries are often blamed for witchcraft, especially those in rural areas, and many of them have very limited access to any sort of help. Not only do they face immense discrimination and exclusion from society, but these children also live in fear of losing their lives.
Very daunting thing for a child to be born with hearing loss in Tanzania. The first impact, I would say, is the functional impact, which is impairment in speech and language delay. So now if the child has impairment in speech and language delay, automatically, he has no chance of going into the normal stream school. And if he doesn't have a chance to go to normal stream school, it means he doesn't have chance of employment. So now if he doesn't have chance of employment, comes in the social and the physical impact on the child and the family itself. So what happens is the child goes into isolation, frustration, depression, committing suicide. Parents are not aware of how to go about with the children, what to do, why, hearing loss is so much in Tanzania. Like if you see the pregnant women here, it's a protocol that a pregnant woman gets malaria medicine during pregnancy. So that is the major cause, that the children are born with hearing loss.
Being from Africa as well, I know the tribal system and how it works. I know how, tribes will prefer intertribal marriages. And until today, still cousins marry and have children in all in the Middle East, in the Arab world, in Africa. This still happens, and because of that, we have a big population of hearing impaired.
When children are born with hearing loss, especially in rural areas, it's the family, okay, no, your child will talk, don't worry, he will talk. Again, there is another thing of witchcraft, which is very, very common in Africa. If a child is born with hearing loss, means he's a sin child, we should not bring him out and we should dump him inside the room. If he comes out, he will, pass the sin to everybody else or another pregnant lady. So, he's not supposed to come out, he's supposed to stay inside.
Tanzania is another African country which decided to support the development of cochlear implant programs to help hearing impaired people. These days, more African countries understand well that treating hearing impaired children or enabling them with hearing devices enables them to be independent and an active participant in normal life. They can have families, go to work, and pay taxes. And so parents of hearing impaired children can go for a cochlear implant for their child. It's possible to provide expensive surgery even to children from rural and high poverty areas.
Very confused. I was very, very much confused. I could not speak that night. Yeah, and I could not breathe. I went to test beta test or IHear 3 times. I did one here at IHear, the second one, another one at another hospital. Then I went to another country, to Kenya, Nairobi, for another testing. Then the 4th time is when I breathed now that she said if she cannot hear. Going for implant was not an easy decision because you could not believe exactly how it works, how it looks, how it, yeah. We were worried like we may cause another problem, internal problem in the head.
Yes,
yeah, it was very much scary.
The most important part of cochlear implant program is the rehabilitation part. Now, to do that, we had to find a way to teach speech, to teach the rehabilitation specialists and to find people, to recruit people from different professions that are good enough to take this task.
Hey! Yeah.
Now do ya? Listening? Put it on, put it on. Good.
And she did the face.
Yes. Listening? Very good. Yeah, I heard that too.
We need to set a program for him because we don't hear the same, even normally. Each person has different psychophysics. So each patient, everyone, we set different values of current to stimulate in the cochlea. We don't hear the same with the cochlear implant. It depends on many things. It depends on what is the survival rate of the ganglion cells. After putting the electrode and after the patient is ready for fitting, we adjust each of the frequencies in the channels to a comfortable level, let's say. So it will not be high stimulation and it will not be small stimulation. Of course, this programming takes stages.
Now she can communicate, she can sing. Naona kama simama ka, simama ka. Tanzania, Tanzania.